Hello YouTube and welcome to Jarod997's Guide to Farm Sim 15. This video is for the XKCD crowd and everyone else. Today we are looking at what's the best way to fertilize. Yes, fertilize. And if you're not interested in all the math type analysis stuff, there's a link in the bottom corner there. Skip me to the important stuff and you'll get right to the end. Fertilize. It's an important part of the game. It doubles your crop yield, can be applied at any time before the final growth stage. That's not entirely correct. It can be applied any time before you harvest, before cultivating, before seeding, after seeding, before harvesting. So before the final growth stage, not entirely correct. Yes, even before harvesting. I have not actually tried that myself, but I've heard it and I would tend to believe it. You can also apply fertilizer with a combo tool. More on that later. Fertilize, but with what? There are many different types of fertilizing implements in the game. 4 different kinds specifically. You have ones that apply a solid or granular fill. You'd be most familiar with that if you fertilize your grass, your lawn. You usually get this dry fertilizer either in a hand spreader or in one of those bucket type push spreaders, and it's a solid granular type of fertilizer. It looks sort of like gravel, light gravel. Liquid fertilizer, and basically what this is it's a dry mix. You mix it with water, you end up with liquid fertilizer. You spray it out of a nozzle. Practically speaking, in the game, it's applied as a wet spray. Manure, self-explanatory, and slurry. There's your 4 kinds. But what is best with all the different types and kinds? Which one do I want to use? Of the many different items to consider, we have the working width of the implement. How wide of a strip are we going to apply? The availability of fertilizer. There will always be, usually on any map, dry fertilizer, wet fertilizer you can buy. Manure and slurry you have to make. The costs of the fertilizer, so again the solid and liquid, you have to pay for it as you refill your implements. Manure and slurry are relatively free. Now here's the trick, it's free to pick up, but it costs you in cows and equipment and time and hay and whatnot to create. So there's a lot of actual money that goes into creating your slurry and your manure, but in the end, you pick it up, it's free. You don't have to pay for it when you refill your implement. The working speed of the implement. So how fast is the trailer or vehicle implement going to be able to go while it's applying the fertilizer? Not all of them are capable of working at the same speed. Your hitch type. So if it's a low ball, high ball, or a 3-point, that's going to affect what a tractor or a even the truck can pick up some. So your 5th wheel. And the visual edge of application. Yes, more on this later. That'll become very self-evident. So here is the data I collected. We have your make, model, type, column B, C, D, and the type is related to your fertilizer. Next is that required horsepower. So how much horsepower do you need to bring it or to actually make it useful? Your capacity, working width. So there's a bunch of different working widths there. You see the top one there is 40 meters, and then 4 lines down, line 5 is 41 meters. This list is sorted to efficiency. I'll get to that in a second. Application rate in liters per second. And there's a theoretical application rate. So the theoretical rate is one you get from the files, how much, when you set it in the XML file, what rate are you supposed to be able to work at. The application rate in liters per second is something I figured out by hand. What I did is I filled up the particular implement, put it out in the field, hit go, and started stopwatch, and I ended up with a calculated rate in liters per second, either after it emptied the whole entire load, or you see there, 32,000 liters. That's going to take a long time. So stop it at 10,000 liters or whatnot and do a calculation. You get your practical application rate, and you see in some cases here, 8, 7.2 is good, 9.6 is the same, 4.8, 150 compared to 200. I don't know if this was a stat difference, but that's what I measured. That's what it file says. There's a difference. 195, 325. Here's the difference. 150.4, 150. Yeah, rounding error. Not quite fast enough on the trigger. Practically the same. 100, 124, 125, same. 74.7, 75, pretty close. 39 and 40. These ones being 0. This is the Amazon tank. This is the spare tank for the sprayer. And maybe I'll pick that up and demonstrate that in case you haven't seen that before. And the Zunhammer Zunidisc spreader and cultivator, this has 0 capacity. So basically this is the cultivator that will only mount on the back of the slurry tank. So the cultivator and spreader itself doesn't have any capacity because that's all it is, it's spreader and cultivator. But because it attaches on the end of the tank, I've included it in here because it's part of fertilizing. Working speed and theoretical working speed, same idea. This is theoretical speed is the one you find in the file. Working speed is practically the one I found. Basically turned on the implement, started driving down the field with a sufficiently powered tractor, and they're just about what you'd expect. So all of this, we end up with an efficiency in hectares per minute. So this is based on the practical application rate, practical working speed. You will get hectares per minute. So this is how fast, how fast you can cover the greatest amount of area. Time to empty in minutes. So at your application rate and your capacity, how long will it take for you to empty your tank? And it varies quite a bit. We were down to 1.3 minutes, not very long, up to 19 minutes. That's a big tank. See, that is the Amazon ZGB 8200. That's a mod. No, that's not the mod. That's the solid sprayer. I was pleasantly surprised when I found out about that, and I'll get to that in a minute when we get into the game. Yeah, that'll go for 19 minutes when you fill it up. That's a long time. That means you're not, if you have fields way out on the edge of your map, you're not having to go back, fill up, out and back and out and back and out. That'll go for quite some time. Area per tank. So at the given application rate, your efficiency and your capacity, this is how much area you can cover per tank. So again, the solid sprayer, 15.6. You can cover 15.6 hectares before you have to refill. In Bjornholm, that's what, like 10 different fields. In West Ridge, you might have to refill once or twice, depending on which field you're at. One item to note here, these green lines here, the Amazon UX 5200 and the Pantera 4502, this is a mod that was put out for the recent mod contest, and I gotta tell you, they are really well done. They look like the real thing, out in the world, and they function really well. Actually, you'll find here the UX 5200 sprayer is the top in area per tank, the top in efficiency, hectares per minute. Not the top in time to empty, but it's pretty close. It's up in the top 3. Cost per hectare, it is the cheapest. Now, there's a caveat. Cheapest of the ones that you just go out and buy. Don't have to do any work. You just pull up to the refilling station, hit refill. There you go, $1,097 per hectare to fertilize. And again, these ones, slurry manure, it's 0 to fill it up, but you have to put the time and effort and equipment cost into having the cows around to create the manure, create the slurry. Sorry, you can also get slurry at the biogas plant. The act of making silage fills up your biogas slurry tank. Actually, sorry, that's the way it actually works at your cows. So you don't even need cows um, to make slurry. You just have to make silage in the smaller silage silo, and that'll fill up your slurry tank. So yeah, again, time to cut your grass or whatever, fill up your bunker, and get it that way. So there's your lowest cost of a mod. If we want to do strictly in-game, no mods, 1681. And this is the Amazon ZGB 8200 spreader. That's the tow behind spreader. And the ZAM 1501, that is the 3-point hitch mounted spreader. That can go on the front or the back of your tractor, whatever you like. Nice thing about putting it on the front is you can fertilize. From the front, and you can cultivate in the back at the same time. Pretty sure. So the fertilizer cost, this is how much it takes to fill up your fill up the tank. You can see the bigger tanks at the slightly bigger tanks, yeah, cost you more to fill up. Liquid doesn't cost quite so much per liter, I think. Anyway, on with that. So yeah, our top here, the sprayer. Second place, if you don't like mods, is the spreader, the solid spreader. It goes pretty quick, 20 kilometers an hour. So here is a more visual representation of the efficiency and the different types. So solid purple here, we're getting about 0.9 hectares per minute. Liquid, as you're going up, 1, 2, 3, 4, those are the different models. So as you go up to the bigger models, your efficiency can go up. Slurry and solid, not too efficient, but again, free refills, so to speak. And now we'll get into the game. And here is the solid spreader. Yeah, I'm not advertising for Microsoft if you saw that pop up. This is the Amazon tow behind spreader. The JCB's mod pack DLC put out by Giants. I like these tractors. They're quick. They can pick up practically anything, except they don't have a forklift attachment. So here it is. Wonderful little thing. It's rather big. It's bigger than I expected. It's got huge tires on it. So out onto the field, and our trailer selected, and off we go. Get about 19, and you see that's a fairly large swath that's going, and we're going about 19. Now the trick is, where's my edge? If I'm trying to drive a straight line down this field, where's my edge at? Can't see. Okay, so we're going to get to the end here, turn it off because it will keep going over the edge. Now when I'm turning around to try and line up, it's a little harder to figure out where to line up. Oh, see, I missed. So turn over. The obvious solution to this is hit H. Hire your worker. So we're going to get down to the end of the field here and see if he'll actually turn around to do that last little strip, or if he'll just stop. Nope, he stopped. Anyway, if you hire a worker, the worker will actually go around to the next swath and line up the edges. The worker can see the implement width. You can't. So minor downside of this. Other than that, that is your best non-mod trailer, a fertilizer applicator. The next one here, the Flegel slurry tank. This one you can haul with the truck. Advantage of using the truck is you can go like stinky, go like 80 kilometers an hour down the road really fast to go back and forth to refill the tank. Arthur Chapman, he has his own farm sim or YouTube channel. Lots of subscribers. Go check him out. He says this thing kind of scares him because you'll see once we get going here, the slurry actually comes out of those two triangular things at the back, and they go back and forth. He says it kind of looks like an alien head. Yeah, here we go. So, yep, there they go. Back and forth. That does look kind of weird. I think Giants could have done better with the animation on that. That looks kind of eh. I'd expect better. But there you go. It's got not such a bad width on it. Speed 19. It's a healthy size tank, like 21,000 liters. Almost got to the edge of the field, 20,000 liters. So it's not bad. If you want, you could grab a dolly and a tractor, put that on here. You can have trouble backing up, but you could do that too if you don't have a truck. And once again, you know, you're going to turn around and you got to try and line things up. And oh, not bad. Not bad. Okay, let's speed things along here and see if Mr. Worker will line things up for us. Do towards the end of the field. And turn it on here. Higher. Ooh, there we go. Okay, he turns it off. And he's turning. Oh, and I think he will nicely line things up. Even though my edge there isn't too straight. And he's off. Yep, there he goes. Lines up. Oh, and he's even lining it up to my jagged edge. I'm impressed. And now he's going straight down the field. Lovely. So there you go. Workers are your friend. Next one here is the manure spreader. I was pleasantly surprised to find out this one is also in the top spreaders. Just filled it up there from my cows. There's Jerry and Stuart there in the background. Say hi, guys. Nope. All right. So put the top up there. How do you do that? You hit X. Yeah. Some of these implements have some surprises. Some of the forage collectors have the front bit that goes down to let you throw your forage into the front from the forage harvesters. So here you are, manure spreader, and got the case quad track on it because this thing gets kind of heavy, especially if you're going up hills. Slows down quite a bit. So there we go. Full of manure and go. Oh, guess what? I probably don't own this field, or it's already been fertilized. Haha. Oh well. Let's go back down to field 20 here. That one's been fertilized. Looks like that one's been fertilized. This is my test farm. I edit the XML files, give myself a whole bunch of money, and I'll buy equipment. Try it out. Let's, specifically for this video. Oh, here, coming through. Yeah, I wish they'd fix the cars and trucks. Anyway, this is one of the tractors that actually has a good horn on it. Not the cutesy city horn, as I call it. Okay, I'll go up the field a bit. That's coming up next there. Don't want to spoil any surprises, but ding. And we're off. Look at the swath on that thing. That's huge. A lot bigger than I thought. Animation on this is a bit nicer. There it goes. All the poop on the field. Going at 19, and it holds what we're at 26, 25 now, so it application rate's a bit faster, but all in all, not bad. So let's get up to the end here. Hire the worker. Again, invisible edge. So he's going to go around at all of 9-10 kilometers an hour, but he'll line up perfectly. The other downside with this is it takes a lot longer to fill up because you got to sit there with a bucket loader and fill it up. But it's pretty quick. It's got a decent width on it. Free. Cows produce it. Hook yourself up there and off you go. So we'll stop Bob there. Oh, the Zunhammer. Here we are. There's the slurry tank. So without the applicator there, let's just drop that off here. Without the applicator, you can go, and there you go. Just drop slurry on. And in and of itself, it's not the best because this thing drops slurry at an incredible rate. You have trouble keeping your tank full, practically speaking. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend this tank by itself. Use the other one there on the man. So what we have here is the cultivator and spreader here. So we will unfold the implement, lower the implement, and you see once it's lowered, you're applying. Application is going. Now what's the benefit of this? The working width is not as big as the tank by itself, but you're saving time because you're cultivating at the same time. And what's this great for? Corn. Oh yes. Yeah, here's the other downside about this. See, when you're going around corners, because the cultivator's out past the back wheels. See, B doesn't turn it off. You actually have to raise the implement, and as long as the implement is in the ground, you're applying manure, or you're applying slurry. It's going around a corner. You see how that kind of swings out? The cultivator swings out because it's past the back wheels. Sometimes it takes a little bit of a little bit of luck, tricky, to line it up again. And then drop it down, and you're off to the races. Again, how do you fix this? Hire Bob, and he'll be happy to go around the corners. Now, the only thing about Bob, V, not B. The only thing about Bob here, and is sometimes he doesn't quite get the ends of the field done up. So let's see, drop it down here, hire Bob. Let's see if he'll turn left and keep going. Whoa, what are you doing? Wow. Okay, was not expecting that. Anyway, sometimes because that come on, tree. Sometimes because the cultivator is out behind the back wheels, the AI has a little bit of difficulty lining things up, and so what you'll get, let's see if I can simulate it here, is you'll get a bit of this diamond shape at the end of your field, and a little bit less, a little bit more, depending on the hills of your field. Sometimes you'll get a bit of that diamond shape, and I'm sure you've seen it before. But if you don't mind hiring workers, he'll do a good job going up and down the field. Here, you can see the exact edge of where you're going. So manual application is not so bad with this. You can line things up pretty well, even if you have a keyboard or a gamepad. Arthur uses a gamepad, so you can steer pretty well. I use a keyboard. You can see if I need to turn a lot, I hold it down. If I turn a little bit, you know, I don't mind using the keyboard. I can keep things lined up pretty well. In the cab, I'll keep that point on the nose, on the hood there, lined up with one of the lines on the field, and just try and keep that, you know, more or less lined up, and I can go down the whole field. So yeah, you can see the edge here. If you don't mind hiring workers, they don't do so bad at the end of the field. What I'll do is, I usually have a big field of corn. Once this guy's done, I'll take him down to the end of the field here, and after going back and forth, you know, Larry couldn't quite get the ends of the field, so I will line up like this and just take it down the one end of the field and get all the triangles that he missed. Not such a big deal. So here is the bonus. This is the best guy. This is a beast of a tank, 5,600 liters of liquid, um, and it's a sprayer. This is a huge sprayer. It's bigger than the one you can pick up in game. That's one fold, two folds, three folds. It's still going. Four folds, and there's another one, I think. Four folds. Oh, no, that's it. It's huge. Okay, this has got a manual up down on it, except when you're packing it up, it brings it up a bit more. Yep, and sprayer on, let's go. This thing moves at 20, and look at the size of that. That's huge. Like this is field 30 here. This wouldn't take you like 20 passes to do. You could do this in like 3 passes. Yeah, downside of the plus side, you know exactly where the edge of your sprayer is. It's right there. And actually the spray goes a little bit beyond the end. Downside is, I'm going to come up to the edge of the field here. And now we got to turn around. Actually, yep. So sometimes you go through trees, sometimes you won't. Let's see, there it goes. So it looks like they only modeled a solid into the second frame there from the inside. So the gray part of the arm and the first green one isn't solid. So thank you to the modders who made that, making all our lives a bit easier. This one's a bit more of a challenge to line up when you're going around corners. But you know, once you're there, kind of get close to the edge. Don't get too far because, you know, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. If I leave a little gap, I got to go back over it again. So here we are. You know, look at how much this thing covers. And we're at 20 kilometers an hour. That's amazing. Yeah, downside is we're wasting a bit of fertilizer here on the parts that we're not having to fertilize. But wow. I see we still got 5,000 liters. So like we could probably cover, you know, what, 29, we could cover 29, 24, 25, 30. We could probably do all of these here without having to refill, and probably even 38 down there. And end of the day, that tucks up nicely. You can toss that in the shed and you're done. Special mention goes to this guy here. Oh, by the same modder who made the previous implement, the Pantera 5402, or sorry, 4502, self-propelled spraying machine. I mean, look at this thing. You don't need a tractor to bring it around because it's its own machine. That's a huge benefit to this. Lights. Yeah, a bit of a lag there the first time you turn them on. 1, 2. Here's the back lights, and if you hit 6, you can turn off the on and off the work lights. Awesome. Here's your caution work lights, which I discovered the AI will use on your harvesters when they're just about full. Workers will turn on their blinky lights and say, "Hey, get over here! I need to get emptied, or I'm going to stop working." Look at the cab of this thing. Really nice cab. The modders did a lot of nice work in here. If you watch the display, gives you your speed there on the panel. On the yellow panel there, it shows something similar to the GPS mod. If you have it, I've never used it. I've seen it. I don't care for it much. If I don't use a mod much, I don't keep it around. But yeah, that's sort of like the GPS mod. Really nicely done, cab. The only downside about this is if you're going down a hill, your vision quickly goes out the window. Your hill goes up. The hill goes towards the top of the window, and look, there's a top. Can't see it anymore. So out the back here, again, like 1, 2, 3, 4 sections out either side. Adjustable up, down. Oh yeah, that's the other cool thing about this. Watch the tires. Tires go in. So it adjusts to your crop row. So now you're not driving on your crop. And the tires go out. for more stable driving. Let me drop that down, turn it on, and we're off. Look at this. Oh, yes, four-wheel steering. Oh, that's the other nice thing about this. When you're spraying, when you have the sprayer extended, four-wheel steering. So like if we're going to stop here and go around the corner, this thing will turn on a dime. Here, look at that. Sweet. And we're up, spraying the next bit. Great. Done. Fold it up. So as long as it's out, we have four-wheel steering. Really wide or narrow, whatever you need. We'll put the back out because, you know, city driving, you want stability. Don't want to fall over on the highways. Look at the animation. The guys did a good job making this mod. Now when it's all packed up, two-wheel steering. Brilliant, guys. I don't remember how you did, but you guys should have won an award for this. Like, outstanding mod. So that's our special mention. I will show you as a bonus to all of you who have stuck around so far. Let's pick up one of the fast tracks here and the sprayers. So here's the Amazon sprayer. You don't have enough money. Oh, that stinks. Let's take care of that. Don't need that anymore. Pick up that. And here's the tank. So, ding. Let's see. That is on that side. You pick up the sprayer over here. And you pick up the tank over here. Now, I am going to pause briefly here while I run up to the top and fill these both up, and I will be right back. Okay, so here we are back. I decided not to fill it up just to show you that you have to fill up both tanks for it to actually work. So here we've got the rear tank selected. I hit R for refill, and it starts refilling. Now the silly thing is that blue tank is actually a water tank. You see right on it, it says H2O tank, water. So you should be able to get water out of it, but if you take a water trailer up to it, no, you don't get water out of it. That's why there's two different types of fertilizer down here, the green Crotax and the black special. So one's the solid, the other one's the liquid. You mix the solid stuff with water, you end up with liquid fertilizer. Okay, so there's the rear tank filled up, and you see we're only at 63%. That handy gauge on the back, though, it has reached full, and these gauges do work. Here we'll switch to the front tank now, and R, refill. That's kind of cool. The gauge goes up to show you how much you have. So, la-da-da, we'll make sure this is filled up. Ding. Let's go find a field. Hey, look, lots of fields. I love these JCB tractors. Okay, change to the back, arms out. So now we've got 3,045 liters worth of liquid fertilizer. This JCP is awesome for doing the fertilizer. You ship it around at 80 plus kilometers an hour, and you set your fertilizer off at, without any problems, going up hills at 12 kilometers an hour. Ta-da, there it goes. All right, fold those up. Now, just to show you that the tank itself doesn't actually do anything, we're just under 3,000 liters here. Rear tank selected, so we're going to very carefully place it on the ground. Oh, that button. There, we now have 11,025 liters of fertilizer, and look, by pressing B, you guys can't tell I'm pressing B, but I am, we're not fertilizing anything. Hit H. No, that doesn't do anything either, so this is a tank. So we're going to drop this tank off, and because these are both 3-point hitches, you could even hook them on backwards. I don't think I've ever done this way, but I don't see any reason why it won't work. So let's pick this up. There we go. Tank on the back, and once again, can't do anything. But we will pick up the sprayer on the front. Oh, maybe I did try this. Look at that. We pick that up on the front. And try unfolding it. Yep, it will unfold. I'll keep going this way. Yep, there's the PTO connecting up to it to run the pump. This would definitely be a different way to fertilize your fields. Yep, it works. Now let's hire Larry here and see if he goes around the corner okay. Oh, he does realize that the sprayer's in the front. This is interesting. Where's he going? Oh, wow. Okay. So that he doesn't do so well. You put it on the back, he does a much better job. Oh, look at that big spot he missed. Alright, stop hiring Bob. Do it myself. Let's see how hard it is to get around the corner. Stop. Off the end of the field. Yeah. You kind of have to drive over sideways a bit more to get your front end on the field. But there's no reason it doesn't work because they're both 3-point hitches. And this this tractor has both 3-point hitch on the front and the back. So there we are. That's the quick rundown on how this set works. Now, oh, here's an idea. Could you use the extra trailer on the back? Drop that off there, get out of the way. Let's go pick up this guy here. Okay, we got 5,080, 50-80 liters. I wonder what happens if we go and pick this guy up on the front. Same type of fertilizer. Oh, look at that! You get extra. 6205. This might have just become my new best friend here. So yeah, it looks like you can use this liquid tank, the Amazon FT1001, with any liquid type spraying implement that has a 3-point hitch on it. Let's drive up to the self-drive job up here and see if I don't think he's got a 3-point hitch. But wouldn't that be cool if he did? No, he does not. But he does have a trailer hitch on the back. I will try one more thing. Get out there. Hop in the 4502. Oh, not my flashlight. E. See, there is a trailer hitch back there. And I don't know why you'd want to do this. It wouldn't serve any practical purpose. Other than you would get, nope, you get extra capacity. You could tow around almost twice as much fertilizer with you. But no, it is not letting me get close enough. Ooh, actually it did. Look at that. I can't turn. I've essentially become a really long trailer, like those trucks with the third wheel in the middle. Let's see what happens if I put this out. I wonder if it's going to make me fly through the air. Yep, a little bit. Can I turn now? A little bit better. You learn new things every day. Ooh, and now I've got the double wheel turning. I call this the butterfly approach. Ha! Well, that was just funny. It works, but not too well. Nifty. So I don't know what other sort of trailer you'd want to tow behind the Pantera there, but you could. It's got a highball mount. Anything's got a highball. Oh, hey! There's a hitch on there too. Ha! I wonder if you could. Well, that's why you're here. Let's get rid of that. Hey, tractor, come here. I wonder if we can daisy chain these trailers. Alright. Let's see how far I can get before we get really hooked up on anything. For this, we will need another trailer. By the time we get to the path, it should be all folded up here. There we are. Now, why would you want to daisy chain the trailers? Well, capacity, right? You head out to the far reaches of the map, you know, field 4 up there by the sheep. You don't necessarily want to have to run back and refill and refill and refill and refill. Mind you, it's a bit of an expensive way to not have to want to refill, but let's go here, category brands mods, sprayers. Give me another trailer here. Ding, there's another trailer. Let's line her up in front. And let me tell you, if you can back up a trailer in this game, you can back up a trailer in real life. It works about the same way. And oh no. What's going on here? Oh, the arms are getting in the way. It looks like something invisible's blocking the way there. Oh, sort of like the low lift trailer. Where are we here? Yeah, there we are. The low loader. That gap in between the ramps there is modeled as solid when they're up. So there is something solid in there that's preventing us from getting in there. Oh well. So you can't daisy chain them. There's your answer. So, in summary, this is the part of the slideshow and presentation where you're skipping forward to because you didn't want to watch all this stuff I was talking about in the game. Best fertilizing implement in the game, the Amazon ZGB 8200 solid fertilizer spreader. It is the fastest, lowest cost per hectare and has the largest capacity in it. This thing's awesome. However, the only downside is you can't see your edge when you're applying it. My suggestion is use a worker. If you're one of these people who are running a farm that has a strict no worker policy, you're either going to want to get really good with this trailer or pick something else. Next, the Flegel STF 25000 VC slurry spreader. It is the fastest of the free refillers and its fastest transport time. By transport time, I mean you can hook your semi tractor up to it, or your semi truck, and you can run it across the map in no time at all, like 80 plus kilometers an hour. It's awesome. Yep, and it'll cover your fields fastest of any of the free refillers. And remember, free means manure, slurry, whatnot, that you're not actually have to buy. You don't actually have to buy to refill your tank at the point of refilling. The honorable mention goes to the Strautmann PS341 manure spreader. Is the second fastest of the free refillers by 6 seconds, and also the fastest transport time with a tractor. So while yes, you can use the dolly on the other on the slurry spreader here, the dolly and the tractor, you're better off to use the transport. This one's fastest with a tractor, and it's not that bad. It's a decent unit. Honorable mention number 2 goes to the Zunhammer SKE 18.5 PU slurry tank and Zunitas cultivator and slurry spreader. It does 2 jobs in one: fertilize and cultivate at the same time. Yeah, you want to use this for corn because you have to cultivate before you can plant again, or you have to cultivate to check that. You have to plow if you want to convert your crops. So yeah, 2 jobs in one. It doesn't hold so much. You got to be careful at the end and towards the end of your fields. The back end swings around a bit, but it's in there for an honorable mention. And honorable mention number 2, this is a mod unit. It does not come with the game. It's up to you whether or not you want to install mods. I love the mod system in Farm Sim 15. You drop the zip file in the folder and that's it. Like, the zip file's got everything in it. The game does all the work for you. That's awesome. This mod is the Amazon UX 5200 spray trailer, fastest by almost 2 times. It's about 1.7 times over the ZGB 8200, the solid spreader. Holds the most fertilizer in the tank, covers the most area per tank, and the lowest cost per hectare for spray fertilizer. This thing is amazing. If you don't mind the arms going out at the end, remember the outer 2 arms don't get caught on anything. They're modeled as invisible. This thing is awesome. It's great. It's not that expensive either. So here we are at the end of another video. You've been watching Jarod997's Guide to Farm Sim 15 for the XKC crowd and everyone else. Some of my data and graphics are from the Farming Simulator Wikia. Check them out, and we'll see you next time.